need, also gives you a tank for later on. Let's see if Gen.G are able to close the game out as quickly as they were in game one here with a dive with a little bit of extra fun.
Popped on the refillable to make sure that Chovy can survive this alongside the help from the door and shield, but Kanavi, he wants one more. Flash over the wall is available.
And he's going the other way. Comet Spear. Ooh, just short of Kanavi, tickles his toes as Chovy jumping in there onto Green Canyon, looking for it as well, and they get first blood! What was that, Chovy?
Chovy plays on the edge, and he wins!
How does he get away with it? And be able to take over the game with the Kiana. But instead, in this game, that focus on mid ends up backfiring, and now it's top esports that are struggling to make things happen.
Keen has the call of the Forge God and a flash. He's going to call in the train to try and clear out the wave. Puts down the Fisher as well as Hung flashes forward. Good Bellows breath, but the solar flare there for the follow-up. And there's the kill for top esports on the board
just
here.
Go for the kill.
And especially when you still have things like the Yunar and the Azir, your scaling is fantastic. Unless Jackie Love loses half his health bar to Chovy immediately in a fight, that's less good.
Yeah, not the best there for Jackie Love, but he has the support of his jungler to make sure that he can just clear out the wave and then back away at the same time. Top esports respect it, back away. 369 does have the push, and it's only a second rate for Gen.G. Top esports could decide not to try and take this Barney, not to try and take this fray. Trying to control that mid lane at the moment. 369 now teleporting towards the river. The Drake down to 3,000 HP. Kanavi jumping forward onto Keen. The Drake's still the target for Canyon and Chovy. Call to the Forge God as they dive back in. The double knockup. Canyon's already killed off Hung as Kanavi falls down to half HP. Duo with a good quickness. They dive back onto Kanavi. Fate sealed. Kanavi clapped by Chovy. Meanwhile, the dive onto the backline from Ruler, a killer instinct, and an instinct to kill here for Gen.G. Cream trying to escape, puts the soldier down to try and take out Ruler, but he just doesn't have the range. Gen.G once again find a mid-game fight, and absolutely
is getting to free hit on two key carries in the backline. And here is where it gets incredible from Gen.G. Canyon gives his life, but it opens the gap for Ruler to go forward and flashes on Gen.G to support the Rady carry to make sure he can escape with a sliver of found his moment to get on towards Jackie Love and enable the fight onto Cream, and now 369's in trouble.
369 has no flash here. Call to the Forge God, not going to come back, but the Fate Seal goes on to 369. Flame Spitter, not enough to kill off Keen. Kanavi coming in. Duro there for a little bit of shielding. Solar Flare, Chovy, Mikhail's immediately. Duro with a double charm. Keen trying to escape with the spear. Will pierce his heart as he goes down, and now Chovy being collapsed on. Chovy doesn't have the flash. No Fate Sealed for him either. Will be very difficult to buffer out of Cream if he goes in for that Emperor's Divide. The wave on its way, 369 trying to shepherd it in. Chovy, the target, exhaust down, Soul Unbound comes out, but Chovy under the tower survives for as long as he can, but top esports put him 6 feet under. Meanwhile, Gen.G pushed through the mid-wave to get a tier 1 to look for a tier 2. Riftel charging towards this top side will be an exchange of tier 2 towers.
Good punish from TES there. You know, Keen not able to make it happen at the beginning. TES immediately closed the trap here. That's what you have to be ready to do. Getting at least some opening and seeing that Gen.G are mortal.
369 looking for the flank here onto Chovy. Cream going in first. 369 with the Flame Spitter. Fate Seal comes out. Chovy able to dodge away with the Q3. Quickness coming out. The Zenith blade eaten by Juro. Chovy with another shield able to survive, and now the Mikhail's going to heal him up, but he's taken out by Kanavi. Meanwhile, Hung and 369 are now in the middle of Gen.G. Chovy survived for so long that Gen.G collapsed, and top esports collapsed around them.
Jackie Love couldn't get to the fight, but Gen.G en masse
knock him back. He then ease over and dodges so much. He stays alive for a long time. Ruler, Duro again trying to keep him up, and by that time, Ruler and the rest
for Gen.G has been begun.
Soul point for Gen.G, Atacam for Gen.G, gold leads for Gen.G. It feels inevitable this series for Gen.G.
Duro is just waiting, just out of range of the Zenith blade, dashes back as Chovy snaps back to the river. There's Soul point 5 minutes away as Kanavi dives in. The Solar Flare hits Ruler, but immediately he cleanses it away, and Kanavi doesn't really have the backup. Cannon down towards the bottom side. Kanavi going back in, but Keen will put him 6 feet under. Good damage from Jackie Love, though. Gets one in response. Keen still looking for damage onto Cream. Keen jumps in with that knockup. Chovy, the fate sealed, and Emperor divides him. Ruler gets another duo with the knockup. Ruler trying to escape 369, but he's put on a spit, and he's well done. 369 and Top Esports fighting back.
They get some extra gold and they open up the map as well. There are objective bounties still up too if they can stick around.
Duro and Chovy look for the quickness combo here. They turn on to 369 who's overheated. Duro almost escapes, but Cream puts the soldiers down. Chovy just able to survive. 100 HP on him. Jackie Love doesn't have the tools to close that gap. In the end, a 1-for-1.
Barely able to escape away from that one. Top Esports to see it in this engagement as they set up for it after the Dragon.
Okay, so we've got two sides here. Kanavi goes
knife edge. It is so close, and every time Gen.G just managing to escape with that little bit more. The last couple of fights, though, going in their favor. Only 2k gold the lead now for Gen.G. With the Randuins, but with the waves pushing in bot and top lane, Top Esports kind of have to reset to deal with them at some point, and Gen.G have really good vision control around this Baron. Juro's going to step up, TP comes out, Kanavi looking to see if they can catch the Rakan, but it's not the easiest to do, and you can see Gen.G already on the Baron right now. Kanavi, you're just going to Grand Starfall in, you have no vision right now. Juro there to act as a bodyguard, and Gen.G back away from it. Farsight alteration was used in the pit. The vision once again denied by the control ward just sitting outside of it. Kanavi dashes in onto Keen, not really the target that you want. Meanwhile, the Solar Flare dives in onto Juro, who gets the quickness off, but is only onto Leona. Hung already down, the corner of the Forge God coming out as well as Gen.G get one and immediately back away.
It's everything onto Juro, but Juro is so slippery he backs away. And now Gen.G continue to play back towards this Baron, teasing Top Esports.
Bait seal from Chovy doesn't connect, but Canyon does! Jackie Love is sent packing the Cataclysm onto Cream. He dives in but dies for it. 369 trying to flash away. Cannon can still flag and jag and chase this one down. Once again, try as you might, you just can't beat them. Gen.G are the best in the world right now.
They're just cool, calm, and collected there. Gen.G, you can tell, they're just waiting for the Yunar ultimate to drop off. As soon as it does, they pull the trigger, they re-engage onto
into reach of Canyon and Ruler to follow up. There was no hesitation. There was no chance for Top Esports. Gen.G refused to be denied playoffs.
369 dying right at the last moment. The Baron goes over to Gen.G. There's a Mountain Drake for them, and it will be Soul. And you wonder for Top Esports, if you do lose this Soul, how are you going to get through this Ornn? You do have two good DPSs. You've got an Azir, you've got a Yanaro, but that Azir sitting at 2 items right now as Kanavi jumps in. Once again, Guro the target, but he's durable, and he'll just battle dance his way away. The Solar Flare doesn't find its mark. As now the Court of the Forge God comes out from Keen, and he's praying to Chovy that Church may be in session. Chovy unable to find the engage off towards the side, but again, Summon has used the equalizer down, doesn't really connect onto anyone, does separate Keen from the rest of Gen.G. Redemption coming out, Keen should be able to get into it, not quite. Jackie Love has transcended himself as Chovy dashes back, 1 kill. Cream goes forward as they look for Ruler, but Ruler with a killer instinct dives behind Cream. Jackie Love diving in and Chovy going the other way once again. Gen.G clean up the fight and Top Esports are left rattled.
Ruler has been hit with better Azir ults than that one, but this time around he will not be stopped as Gen.G march towards the base.
Gen.G are gonna make quick work of Top Esports.
The first game was sub 25 minutes, the second one likely to be sub 30. I think a lot of people will wonder, could this series have just been an email? Gen.G take their rightful spot in the final 8.
Okay, they're looking pretty